to go and learn this skill? Why do I want to learn this skill? Is it because I want money? Is it because I want flexibility? Is it because I I just want to try out something new? Or is it because I feel like I need job security, or I want to advance my career? I want to venture into a different career path. Now, now we're going to look at why should I choose to be an flexibility and work-life balance. Now, when we talk about flexibility and work-life balance for a VA, this is what we mean. It's simply you choosing your own time to work, what time you want to work, and what kind of clients you want to work with. And knowing that, okay, this is my work time. I work 5 hours from 9 to 5, from 10 to 4. These are the times that I always work, and these times are flexible for me. So I'm dedicating, flexibility is okay. I have 2 clients and I'm dedicating 3 hours a day to each of these clients to handle their tasks very well and deliver equally on time. So the next thing is high demand and job security. Yes, if you look now, we're in an era where there is high demand of virtual assistants. Yes, because let's say this came in after the COVID, right? And during the COVID period, you get to realize that a lot of companies were not working on site in the offices. People moved or ventured into remote working. So right now, a lot of people have come to terms that remote working is now the new thing on ground. So now there is high demand of virtual assistants. You see people who want to start up companies and they're like, okay, right now I do not have the funds to open an office or start up a big office right now. I just feel like we should start small, or I don't even have the time to create an office and always sit in the office. I'm always busy moving up and down. But they actually still need an assistant, right? So what are they going to do? They are going to hire a virtual assistant to help them and assist them. Now, when we talk about job security, now job security is that you know that while you're working with somebody as a virtual assistant, whether be it contract or you're a freelancer, for example, you're very much aware that in the next 3 months, my contract with this person is still ongoing. And after 3 months, if I want to extend with them and if they still want me to continue working with them, I am very much aware and I know what to do. So this is how job security comes into place. And the next is skill development and career growth. Now, there are lots of people who are switching from different careers. Some people are moving from being regular office workers to being remote workers because they're tired of the hustling of going doing 9 to 5, waking up in the morning, do something different right now. This is where career growth comes in. When we talk about skill development is learning how to use different tools to work and the different soft skills that you need to work as an individual wherever you find yourself. And the next one is job satisfaction. You get to see that as a virtual assistant, while you are working and earning, especially when you're earning in dollars, pounds, naira, comfortable figure, you are satisfied with what you're doing because you know that you're not under so much pressure and you're being paid your worth as a remote worker and a virtual assistant. Now, the next thing we have is networking opportunities. So, as a virtual assistant, you are opportune to work with people in different tech fields and different career paths and tech lines. So, you can get to work with a coach, you can get to work with an entrepreneur, you can get to work with a business owner, you can get to work with a startup founder, and lots more. And in your working with these people, you get to work with other team members on the same team. So this is where networking happens. This is where when you're opportune to interact and communicate with people in these different and other tech spaces. The next one is independence and entrepreneurship. Now remember that as a virtual assistant, you are working remotely for your clients. So you are an independent worker. You don't have to wake up in the morning to go to an office to dress up, go to an office to do any tasks. You are an independent worker. You set up your own office, you have your own office, you can decide to work wherever you want to work, do whatever thing you want to do at your own time. That is independence. That is you choosing what you want. Now, entrepreneurship is that you can treat this being an executive virtual assistant as your business. You can decide to make this your personal source of income. This is your business. And since it is your business and you have different clients, you can decide to make different decisions independently on your own to be able to serve all your clients and ensure that they are satisfied and happy. Now, the next is financial benefits. I am very sure that a lot of people joined this training because of this, because they were tired of their regular 9 to 5 and they wanted to go into something that would bring them financial freedom, right? And being an executive virtual assistant, there is room for financial um, freedom. Now, as a virtual assistant, you can decide how much independently, you can decide how much you want to charge your clients per hour for each task that you're doing for them. If you go on places like Upwork, freelancing platforms online, HubSpot, and lots more, you will see that different virtual assistants, they are charging $10, $15 per hour, $5 per hour. Now, if you calculate that with how many hours you're working with them a day, then calculate a week and a month, you know how much you'll be earning at the end of the month. So this is a great form of financial freedom and benefit. Now, when we also talk about financial benefits, you see that there are some companies that you work for that offer bonuses, some even do paid trips for you for events. So these are all benefits on why you should choose to be an executive virtual assistant. And the next thing is work flexibility. So when it comes to work flexibility, it is that you are not doing a long strict 9 to 5 like a normal worker. You can decide to work 2 hours. What you to do is to go back and ask yourself, after going through this fight again, why should I choose to be an executive virtual assistant? Is this Look at the different reasons that are here and pick, why should I become an executive assistant? Is this a good reason for me to venture into? Now, the next thing we're going to look at right now is key responsibilities of a virtual assistant. Now, before we go further, I need you to um, understand that they are. I need you to understand that there are different niches for a virtual assistant. But when you're starting out, it's always advisable for you to go through all of the different. virtual assistant, an executive virtual assistant, customer service VA, social media VA, and lots more. Now, the key responsibilities of a VA include one, administrative support. So when we talk about administrative support, this is what you'll be doing as an admin VA. You'll be in charge of planning meetings and keeping timelines organized. That is calendar management and scheduling. So you are to ensure that your client is aware of what time a meeting is to hold, where is it holding, is it an online meeting, is it an on-site meeting, who are they meeting with? And equally, the next is email management. So email management is basically you have to respond to some emails for your clients. You have to write emails too for your clients and send to their potential customers and clients too. You have to sort and prioritize, meaning you have to help your clients understand that okay, this is a necessity right now from your on your email, and all of this are spam, and or you equally have to show them okay, this is spam message and this is um taking a lot of space on your email. I think we should take it off, or we should unsubscribe from some of these newsletters since they are too bulky and making your email look chattered. Now that is what is email management. Now the next is data and records. Now this is when you update spreadsheets and maintain accurate files. So this one can come in bookkeeping and financing. So you see that some clients will ask you, please, can you help us with bookkeeping and or managing or handling our finances? And the next one is document prep. So you have to create reports, slides, business documents. You're working with a coach or an entrepreneur, you realize that there are times where they'll tell you, oh, I have a presentation and I need you to assist me create a slide for this presentation. This is the topic for the presentation. So now as an admin VA, what are you supposed to do? It is now your duty to go and make a research on this topic and create a detailed slide about that particular topic that your boss has given to you to help him ease his presentation. And the next is create reports. Now you see that as an admin VA too, you'll be able to attend meetings with your boss. And at the end of the meetings, it's your duty to create reports, give a short report on what the meeting was about, what was talked about in the meeting, key points in the meeting, so that in the next meeting, it is easier for everybody to know that this is what was talked about at our previous meeting. Now, for the next one, we have travel planning. So, as an administrative assistant, what you'll be doing is assisting your clients book flights, hotels, transportation, rides, if they are traveling, and or they tell you, oh, I have a trip to the US in 2 weeks' time. I am going for a business meeting. This is the location. This is the place. This is um the team of whatever it is. It's now your duty to ask them, okay, oh, what flights do you usually use for your international trips? What flights do you use for your local trips? What hotel will you like to stay in there? Give them a variety of different hotels and prices and say, okay, these are the hotels that are there. Which of these will you like? You go ahead to make reservation. Okay, for your transportation, do you want a private ride or will you be using a public ride? Do you want escorts? To ask them questions like that, and they'll tell you what they need. Now, it is now your duty to plan this and ensure that they have a very smooth trip for whatever they are going for, whether it is holidays or business trip. And now the next one is file organization. So now it's your duty to ensure that you keep digital files structured and easy to find. Now, how can you do this? You can do this with your OneDrive, your Google Drive, etc. Basically, you just create folders containing different files of everything that is important and necessary for your clients so that it is easy for them to go back and find these things, especially in cases where you're no longer with them. They don't have to stress to look for these things. That shows that you are a good virtual assistant. Then after that, we have marketing support. Now, for marketing support as a virtual assistant, these are the key responsibilities of a marketing PA. Number one is social media management. So, as a social media manager, what would you be doing? You will be planning, creating, and scheduling engaging posts that resonate with the brand's identity, posts that speaks about the visions and mission of that brand. You have to be the eyes and the ears of that brand online and equally engage with its audience. And the next is content creation. This is like writing blogs, newsletters, marketing newsletters, and promo content. And the next is market research. So your duty is to go online and look for competitors of this your clients. Your client is selling furniture. You go online and look for other people that are selling furniture. What are they doing? How are their audience interacting with their content? How are their audience interacting with what they post online? What are they talking about? How is their business moving? How are they making sales? That is your duty. You're supposed to do a market research and understand in depth what your client's competitor is doing. This way, you can make it easier for them to know what and what not to do. And the next is email marketing. So for email marketing, what you do is build campaigns, manage lists, and track results. And after that, we have brand monitoring. So for brand monitoring, we have track mentions, reviews, and brand repetition. So in this case now, this is basically the same thing. You are going to be monitoring what your clients' competitors are equally doing. You're going to do reviews and look at it and say, okay, this is what is working for this client. Maybe we can do something similar and something even better. And look at brand repetition. You ensure that um negative comments, negative impression of that brand is not what is showing all the time. You try to put out the positive sides of the brand. And the next one is campaign support. So in campaign support, you're assisting in launching and managing marketing campaigns. In marketing campaigns is we have a new product today, or they've had a new product, and in the next 1 month we want to promote this product. We want to see how this product will sell. What are we going to do to ensure that people are buying this product in the next 1 month? This product is on the lips of everybody's mouth in the next 1 month. Now, after that, the next one we have is finance and bookkeeping. So in finance and bookkeeping, this is what you'll be doing as a VA: invoice and billing management. So let's say, for example, you're working with somebody who sells foodstuffs or drinks, right? And because of how busy this person is, this person needs an assistant who will be handling invoice and billing management. So you're going to be tracking payments of goods that they sell and goods that they buy. So they know how much income is coming in and how much income is leaving the company, and who is collecting money from the company that is not supposed to be collecting. And next is expense tracking. So this way you're recording expenditures and managing budgets, financial reporting, creating basic financial summaries and reports. Now, all of this is usually done with Google Sheets. What you have to do is sometimes some clients have their own invoices where they tell you that, okay, for our clients, this is the invoice that we use when we are buying selling goods to our customers. and this is the invoice of products that we have bought from other customers or people who have been selling to us. Now the next is specialized or project support. Now in specialized and project support, you are basically doing research and analysis, conducting in-depth research for projects or business strategies. So some like I always say, as a virtual assistant, you are the ears and the eyes of your clients. So most times these clients, what they actually need is somebody that is going to be there to make their work easier. The client may be working on a particular project or business strategy and they are confused. They don't know how to achieve this result. They just need assistance and aid for them to be able to achieve a positive result. Now, this is where you come in with your research and analysis. Maybe your client is very busy and they're like, oh, we had done a research on this and these were our little findings. I don't know if you can go ahead and do more research on this and get back to us and tell us, okay, if you've seen more things on this particular thing. It's your duty as a VA to do this. How do you do this? You make use of your Google. Google is everybody's friend and Google has lots of information. So you make use of what Google, what else YouTube, what else your chat GPT. Do a detailed research to make findings on whatever project or business strategy they have handed over to you to work on. And the next is project management assistant. Now, I had mentioned earlier that as a virtual assistant, you get the opportunity to network and work with people from different teams. Now, it's also your duty as a virtual assistant sometimes to do project management in cases where there are no or there is no project manager. So you assist your clients to track progress and deadlines and remind and equally send reminders of oh, we have a stand-up meeting for this and equally teamed communication. So as a project manager or as a VA who is assisting with project management, it is your duty to understand what that project you are assisting with is all about, so you know what to do and what not to do. Now, the next thing is technical support. Now, in technical support, you're assisting with basic website updates. So you can update websites, write content on the website, and lots more. So there's also software troubleshooting or tech skills. So these are the few responsibilities of an executive virtual assistant. Now the next is career paths for virtual assistants. Okay, yes. Before we go further, let me also add this, that as a virtual assistant too, you can also do customer support services. This is where you communicate with your clients, customers, when they're asking questions about a particular product. You can go ahead and say, oh, this is how much this is how much we sell this, or even make phone calls, answer some of their phone calls and, communicate with most of their clients and take notes of their problems and share back with your clients. Now, there are other services that virtual assistants offer that may not be in this slide. That is why at the end of this class, you will still have to go back to do your own research. Now, the next part that we have is career paths for virtual assistants. Now, there are different ways to build your VA career depending on your goals and lifestyle. So everything depends on what you want. Like remember, we said as a VA, you have independence, meaning that you have the freedom to do what you want to do as a virtual assistant. That is one of the good things about being a VA. You have your freedom and your independence to choose how you want your work life to be. Now, number one is freelance VA. Now, as a freelance VA, what do you do? Now, as a freelance virtual assistant, You work independently with multiple clients. You manage your time. You set your rates and you choose who to work with. As a freelance VA, you can have two, three clients, four clients, depending on how much you can carry. Please don't go and carry plenty clients and you will not be able to deliver. That would be a very bad reputation on your brand as a virtual assistant. So at least two or three is okay. You can manage them. So this time you dedicate a time for each of them. Maybe you're dedicating 2, 3 hours to each of the clients or whatever way you decide to. Now you can decide to set your rates. You can decide to charge them. Okay, charging you $5 per hour. I'm charging you $10 per hour. I'm charging you $15 per hour. You can equally decide to choose who to work with. You can decide to say, oh, I work only with startup tech founders, or I work only with startup founders, or I work only with entrepreneurs, or I work only with business people, or I work only with coaches, or I work um mainly with um CEOs and presidents of organizations. It is your choice as a freelance VA. Now the second one is agency VA. Now as an agency virtual assistant, you are working under an agency. So how would you do this? After your training, after you've mastered and learned all of the tools that you need to learn as a virtual assistant, you can decide to join a VA agency that finds clients for you. You focus on tasks while the agency helps you handle contract and client relations. So in this case, you are not communicating with clients directly. What the agency is doing is they are looking for clients for you, offering you the task and paying you at the end of your task. At the end of the day, clients may be paying directly to the VA agency and not to you. So at the end of the day, the VA agency is going to pay you after you have done your tax. Now the next one is independent VA. Now as an independent VA, you are a business owner. You are treating this as your business. This is now your career path. So as an independent owner, you're building your own brand of virtual assistant or business. And then you can now go ahead to hire other VAs and manage your own clients. Now, this particular one gives you a lot of freedom. You're free to, bring in more people on board, but this you have to be at the top of your game as the business owner and the leadership person in charge. Now, for independent VA, how are you going to build your brand? One of the ways where you can build your brand is online. So if you decide to be an independent business virtual assistant, independent virtual assistant, you should from today start building your brand online. Start talking about your journey online you're on why you're becoming a virtual assistant and how your journey of being a virtual assistant is going. This way, you're putting yourself out there and clients get to notice you. Okay. So the next thing we have is the pros and cons of being a virtual assistant. Now, we've talked about everything good about being a virtual assistant. Let's look at when we talk about pros and cons, let's look at it's the advantages and the disadvantages of being a virtual assistant. So the pros of being a virtual assistant is that all you need is your phone and your laptop for you, an internet connection for you to be able to assess tasks given to you and tasks given to you and do the tasks that have been assigned to you. That you get to choose the times that you want to work. Do I like working in the morning? Do I like working in the evenings? Do I like working in the afternoon? Do I like working at night? All your choice. Next is diverse clients and projects. Now, when we talk about diverse clients and projects, this is when a VA decides to work with different clients, can decide to say, oh, I don't want to work with just one particular type of client. Okay, I want to work with an entrepreneur, a coach, and a business owner. This is your choice. I want to work on different projects. So I feel I am drawn to this organization. I want to work with this organization on this project that we have right now. Now the next is opportunities for growth and specialization. When we talk about opportunities for growth and specialization as a VA, it simply means that you can learn more skills, add more skills to yourself as a VA. So even as an executive virtual assistant, you can have the knowledge of a social media manager and a content writer. You can be able to, so that this can help you in your different tasks as a VA. You can know if an opportunity comes for you to use your skill as a social media manager, you do that. Content um, writer or creator, you can do that. Opportunities for growth, you can find yourself in different places, different teams with different team members, and you know how to explore and show your skills as a social media manager. Now, for specialization, you can decide to say, oh, I want to specialize as an executive virtual assistant. This is where I want to decide that, okay, I want to work with startup founders. Now, for the next one, we have cons of being a virtual assistant. This is the disadvantages of being a virtual assistant. Now, number one, it requires discipline and self-management. Yes, you have to be a very disciplined person to be able to be a virtual assistant. You also have, I did not add this in my slide, but you also have to be somebody that knows how to make decisions too, to be a good virtual assistant, because sometimes some clients may not be able to micromanage and tell you, okay, this is what I need you to do, this is what I need you to do. You will meet clients that this is the first time they're working with virtual assistants, and they need a virtual assistant to be able to tell them that, oh, excuse me, sir, excuse me, I think you should be doing this. I think this is how we should do this. I mean, that is why they hired you. So it requires discipline and self-management. Now, the next one is can feel isolated at times. So yes, because you're not going to an office space where you get to interact with your other colleagues, talk to people, greet people, see people's faces every day, you're always indoors on your own, working. This could make you feel isolated as a VA. That's why it's advisable as a VA is tech events, attend tech events, sometimes go outside to work, visit places, visit beautiful cafes that have spaces, workspaces, and sit there and work so that you don't feel isolated or too caged in a particular place when you're working. Now, the next is irregular income. Is usually um stressful to get jobs, and then incomes are not coming every day, because most of the times you see clients who tell you we need 5 years in this, we need 10 years in this, we need 20 years in this and that. Please, after your training as a VA, whether it is 5 years, 20 years, 10 years, apply for the job and be confident that you can do it. You will do it well. So the next is requires constant learning and adaptability. Yes. And the reason it requires constant learning and adaptability as a VA is that new tools and skills are coming up every day. So you need to be able to adjust. For example, for Google tools, you get to see that Google updates their products every now and then. So as a VA, you have to be at the top of your game to notice when a new feature has been added and how is this feature going to make my job easier, or a new tool has come in and how am I going to be able to use this tool. You get to realize that the tools that you may learn now in the next 2 to 3 years, people who are coming to come and learn virtual assistants will learn additional skills, tools, and skills too. So there's always an upgrade, and this is why as a VA you have to attend classes to upgrade and learn about new tools that you can use to work and make your work life easier. So the next thing that we have is essential tools for every virtual assistant. So these are some of the tools, not all, some of the tools that you will need to know how to use as a virtual assistant. Now for communication, we have Gmail. We use Gmail for writing emails. We also use MailChimp. We don't just use just Gmail to write emails. We also make use of MailChimp to write emails to different people and clients and for different purposes. Next one is Google Meet. And Google Meet is like your WhatsApp video call. We use it for online conferencing, online meeting for you to be able to communicate with other team members in your class or in your workplace. And the next tool that we have is Slack. Slack is equally a communi- so Slack is equally a team communication tool. So we use Slack for communication and collaboration, especially when you're working with teams and organizations. So let's think of Slack as your upgraded WhatsApp in the ES. See it as a professional platform, but it's your upgraded WhatsApp platform. So you use it for your team communication, organizing conversations. You can use this in when you're organizing conversations. You have different channels. Maybe you can have channels for admins, project clients, social media managers, project managers, developers. Just differentiate that. We'll show you how to do that at in our next classes. And we also use it for sending files, documents, um, announcements, tax updates, and project discussions. The next thing we have is file management. So the tools that we use for file management is Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox. And then we have design and content. For your design, making your slides, making flyers too, and the rest. You make use of Canva. Content, you can make use of ChatGPT, Grammarly, Qbot, Gemini, come up with content ideas, come up with um content ideas for your clients, write your assist you write your emails or whatever thing that you have in mind that your clients have asked you to come up with. These tools can assist you do them. The next one is scheduling. And when we talk about scheduling, I mean scheduling meetings, appointments, and the rest. And if you're scheduling meeting and appointment, you can make use of your Google Calendar and Calendly. Now, the next tool for project management. As a virtual assistant, you can do a bit of everything. That is one of the things that you should understand. So, as a virtual assistant, you can do a bit of project management, you can do a bit of social media management, you can do a bit of customer support, and a lot more. So for project management, you can make use of your Trello, ClickUp, Asana, etc. And for customer support, this is where you make use of Fresh Decks, Google Forms. For your research and AI, you can make use of ChatGPT and Google. Can equally make use of YouTube too to be able to get information about whatever thing you've been asked or whatever research you are working on. So now, in conclusion, these are the things that I need you to go home with and understand as a virtual assistant. So as a virtual assistant provides professional support to businesses and individuals remotely. Bear it in mind that as a virtual assistant, you are you are free to work remote. In fact, it's not you are free, you work remotely. You don't need to go to anybody's between being a personal assistant and a virtual assistant. Now, VAs work online with flexible clients and they're always given tasks. PAs go to the office, they do 9 to 5, you wake up, go to the office, assist with whatever task they've been asked to assist with. VAs can specialize in different niches. So you can do a bit of everything. You need to have a broad knowledge of a bit of everything. You need to be able to know that this is an admin work. This is what I should be able to do. This is a project management work. This is what I should be able to do. This is a customer support work. This is how I can do this. This is how I can get lead generation too for this client. This is how I can do this. So we are doing a bit of everything. In as much as they are different niches, you know when to do which, and also when you decide to specialize. So you can choose to work as a freelancer with an agency or build your own VA brand online and say that this is my brand. There are different brands of virtual assistants online. If you go and check, you see that there are people who have different brands of VA. If you check on LinkedIn, check on Instagram, TikTok, you see lots of people who are independent virtual assistants. So what can you do? What will you do? What you should do right now is pick a thing or two from them, watch how they are making their content, and look at the things they are talking about and know how you fit in and how you can promote yourself too as an independent virtual assistant. Now the next and the last is success as a VA depends on good communication, organization, and using the right tools effectively. So as a VA, you should be able to communicate with your clients very well. You should be able to deliver on task on time. So when you're given a task and you say that this, and your client asks you, when will I be getting this? 24 hours should not pass you by. If possible, try to ensure that 24 hours does not even reach you and you deliver on that task very well. The next is organization. When your clients come to you and there are different files and folders being given to you, this is where you organize them and save them on Google Drive, OneDrive, so that if they call you, oh, please, where is the folder for so and so thing, you know where exactly to go and find them, and you're not confused and like, so I can't remember where I kept it. Oh, I don't remember where it is. Why I can't recall where I dropped. No, you should be very organized. You should know this is where this is. Okay, so I don't know, do we have any questions? We have finally come to the end of our class. Let's do a little summary before I go and before I start to answer our different questions. Now, first of all, I explained who a virtual assistant is. So I believe that with this little summary that we have now that I'm showing on my screen, we are able to understand that a virtual assistant is a skilled professional who provides remote support to businesses, entrepreneurs, and individuals. So when we say skilled professional who provides remote support, supports are different supports, could be admin supports, technical supports, creative support, where social media comes in, and a project management support, research support, lots more, etc. So, in essence, your duty is to save your clients time and help the organization or the businesses that they are working with save time and grow efficiently. So please, if you have any question, please drop them chat, on the live chat so that I can answer them. If you have any question or any confusion, so that I can answer them and can go ahead to drop our very first task for today's class. Any questions, please? Watch how the talking about how you fit how you virtual communication, organization, okay, please, the slide thinks there are no questions. I have checked and I don't have any questions. Um, this is our very first task. Yes, please. The slides for the class will be shared on the group. Also, please write your name on the attendance list. I'm going to drop the message on our WhatsApp group for our attendance list.